So in this video, I want to talk about the one thing that was a game changer for me when it came to diet, health, and lifestyle, right? So in this video, I'm going to talk about that one change, but of course, the entire lifestyle, entire diet is extremely important. But this one change was a big change that helped me a lot along the way, right? Because I was eating healthy, I was eating clean, but I was also eating this one thing that was, for me, not working out very well, right? And what is that one thing? It's a category, actually. It's a category of processed foods. It's a category of packaged foods. And when I say packaged foods, processed foods, I mean things like that come in a package, that are processed, that have a very long shelf life, right? And the reason why I realized, for me, is because along with whatever I was eating, I was also consuming the colors that go into these processed foods, the preservatives that go into these processed foods, the artificial flavors that are used to flavor these foods, right? It's not all natural. There are artificial flavors. Yes, there are certain products that are all natural. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the artificial flavors, right? Also a lot of additives. So for me, eating these things was not working out well. I was having issues. I was having effects on my skin. I was having other sort of things that I don't want to get into, but for me, it did not work out well. The second reason I realized that these processed foods don't really work for me is because of the refined oil, right? Let's face it, the quality of oil that goes into these products is maybe not the best, right? Maybe not what we want to consume. The third reason that I realized is that a lot of them have a lot of added sugars, right? And that is something I started paying attention to later on. Although these products may be labeled a certain way, a lot of them are very high in added sugars. So that's another reason I gave up processed foods, because I would never consume sugar in, say, tea or coffee or any of that. But perhaps my sugar intake was going up a lot because of the hidden sugars in a lot of these breakfast cereals or the protein bars, right? That sort of thing. So that's when I stopped eating those, I reduced my sugar intake drastically. The other reason is calories, right? A lot of these processed foods are very dense in calories. They've a small amount of that food can result in a lot of calories, right? And it's very easy to keep eating that breakfast cereal or whatever it is that you're eating, because it's just so easy and it is delicious, right? It's made to be delicious with all that goes into it. So that's another reason. And without these processed foods, the chemicals, the colors, the preservatives, the consumption of these things for me went down. I stopped having so much added sugars. The hidden sugars went away. The refined oils went away. And the calories also were more easily manageable. Right? That being said, not all processed foods are bad. There are certain processed foods that can be okay. Of course, one has to figure that out, right? And I would never read the label initially, right? I would never read the ingredient list. I would just look at the box and see what's on the front and see if it's saying X number of calories or low fat or whatever it's saying, right? I would just focus on that. But now I read the ingredients, right? I flip it over, I read the ingredients, I read the nutrition label. And for me, that is the most important part of deciding whether I want to consume this food or not. Of course, we live in a world where eating outside, eating processed foods is inevitable from time to time. In that case, identifying a few sources of what you can consume that are healthier than the rest might be a better option. I have replaced my processed snacks with more natural things, right? Right. I would rather eat a piece of fruit than eat something that's extremely processed and has a bunch of chemicals. I would rather eat a handful of almonds or a handful of pistachios or any nut, right, than processed food. I would rather eat a handful of seeds than anything that's processed. And I personally don't go for the flavored almonds, flavored cashews, flavored nuts and seeds, because they have their own additives to those. I like to have the nuts raw. And if you like somebody that likes roasted cashews or that sort of thing, you can always do that at home, right? So for me, I wanted to cover the biggest game changer in terms of health, right? Because diet and nutrition is not just about weight, right? That's a part of it. More importantly, diet and nutrition should be about how we nourish our bodies, the impact those foods are having on our health. So for me, cutting out the processed and packaged foods was a big change. And another reason, personally for me, I don't like to eat these things because I do get allergic to things, right? And it's very hard to eat the processed food and then react to it and then deal with that. So being aware of consuming exactly what's in the processed food is important, especially if you have allergies like me. So I hope this video was useful in some way. I just wanted to put out a casual video covering this topic about how cutting out processed packaged foods impacted my life, and I hope it helped you in some way. So do like this video, do subscribe to this channel. And one more thing, I have a channel where I post home workout videos, workouts that you can do from the comfort of your own home without any equipment. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. So have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.